What the hell is this bullshit? You want to know something I've learned? Dongles suck. I'm going to share a story with you guys, right? And I want you to tell me if you've ever had a similar experience, and if you're smart enough, which I hope you are, because you're probably all smarter than me, I want you to tell me as to why this issue might have happened. So that's what we're going to talk about today on the Krazy Ken's Tech Misadventures After Action Debriefing about conversion technology. Hey guys, how you all doing? Really? That's great. You know, you're doing better than me because I have a bit of a dongle problem. I know, sounds like a personal issue. I'm talking about these dongles. Yes, let's get our minds out of the gutter. These are annoying, aren't they? Actually, no. Honestly, not really to me, because all of these have worked. These are Apple branded dongles. I'm not sure about this one. I mean, sure, it sparks when you plug it in, but at least it works. Honestly, I have never had a problem with Apple dongles. So, we're not talking about those guys today. We're talking about lovely third-party dongles with packaging that has soy ink print on it, which is just a key feature everyone looks for. I had a little bit of an issue today using one of these suckers. But first, a little backstory. So I work at a place that has an auditorium, and we were having an issue with the screen at the podium displaying a keynote presentation. This screen was for the person presenting to be able to see the presenter notes, the upcoming slide, etc. For some reason, it kept turning off. So, for a better part of 4 hours of the workday, we tried to figure out what the problem was. So intermittently, the display would just cut out for no reason. It would turn black and come back after about a second or two. Now, we just got this dongle and we unpackaged it and plugged it in. And there was some failure issues going on. So we were like, whoa. How can this be failing? We just got a new dongle that is cray-cray. That can't be the problem. So what did we do? We got a second one. And the issue kept happening. So we were like, okay, maybe it's not the dongle. Maybe something else is causing a problem. So here's what we did. We tested out the system. Basically, the laptop would send the video through this dongle to HDMI, that would go to a transmitter, that would travel over Ethernet, and that would go into a receiver, and that would convert back to HDMI and go to the display in the podium. Piece of cake, right? Yes, actually it is rather simple. So what was causing the failure? Well, we weren't really sure at the time, so what we did was we did this little test where we had the video system get all hooked up, and we just let it sit still for about 2 minutes. And then I would sneak up and tap on the dongle, and then boom! The video would go out. But then I would do it again and it would be fine. It only happened after I touched the dongle after a brief period of time. If I did it immediately after, it would work just fine. Only when I waited and then tapped the dongle, the video would go out. And we were like, oh, flabbergasted. Like, what the hell is this bullshit? So yeah, we spent 4 hours of the day trying to figure out what the problem was. And we were like, well, maybe it's the dongle, but that doesn't make sense. It's a brand new freaking dongle, and come on, we just got a second one of the same thing, and the issue is still happening. Clearly, it's not the dongles causing the problem. So part of that 4 hours was actually spent trying to figure out what might be the problem. It was an Occam's razor situation. Truthfully, it was the dongles. The dongles just sucked ass. So I did some homework. I went to Apple's website, and apparently Apple doesn't make mini DisplayPort HDMI adapters. Lazy pile of crap. So they recommend this lovely $35 piece of junk with a beautiful 2-star rating. And a slew of comments from people that say the thing doesn't work. Good job, Apple. I know you're just curating, but come on. Can no one make dongles anymore? So yeah, $70 total. 2-star review, and lots of negative comments. So after I read that, I was like, you know what? It probably is the dongle. The tapping makes it go away, the video dies, people hate it, it has 2 stars. It's gotta be the dongle's fault, right? So, I got an Amazon Basics dongle. Yeah, that name usually scares me for technology that I have to rely on, especially during live presentations. Amazon Basics. Ding! I plugged it in though, did the tap test, and it was fine. I stress tested it for about 20 minutes, no issues. So this whole time, after 4 hours of tinkering, it was the dongle all along. So, What did we learn from this experience? Well, to me, just because something comes right out of the packaging doesn't mean it sucks. It might just be built horribly. It's not malfunctioning after use. It might just already have been built defective. Moshi. I would not recommend this dongle. Personally, like I said, every Apple dongle I've ever used, I've never had a failure with. But I can't seem to find any HDMI mini DisplayPort dongles from Apple. I guess they just don't make them. I'm not sure why. But anyway, if any of you guys know of any other brands of dongles that you've never had problems with, great, let me know, because right now I'm sticking with Amazon Basics, because these Moshis, I don't want them in my life anymore. But wait, 90% of the show is about process of elimination. So, just to make sure that it's truly the dongle causing the problem in that video setup, we're gonna hook it up to this notebook and plug it into a simple TV. Try to recreate the issue, and if the video signal goes out after a 2-minute wait and then a tap, we'll know, officially, Moshi dongles are a piece of garbage. Let's find out. Oh boy, the testing phase, where we get to determine if my theory and others' theories were right about the dongle being a piece of junk. So, I have this Vizio hooked up here. Well, it's not hooked up yet, but it will be. And we're gonna do the test. If I let the thing sit, and then I tap the dongle, and we lose video signal to this TV, that will basically confirm the theories. All right, HDMI cord, conversion technology, and let's plug her in. All right, so far so good. So now, let's see. Yep, I'm tapping it and it's fine. So far so good. Again, what happened was I had to let it sit for a while. And then when I tapped it, it all went to smash. Not that kind of smash. I'm gonna let it sit, be back in about 2 minutes. Oh, I forgot. Through the power of a tech video log, I return immediately. Anyway, let's have a look. Huh, interesting. It seems to be working now. All right, that makes this way more twisty. All right, well, I'm opening it up to you guys. What the heck do you think happened? I'm not overly concerned because we have the beautiful Amazon Basic solution working now, but yeah, I'm just more curious than anything as to why it only failed under those conditions and why it only failed on site and not here. Sure, there's lots of other variables, but I can't imagine many of those things actually playing into this situation. I am officially flummoxed, but I'm still calling this a win because in the end, we got the main system back up and running, and who knows, if it crashes and burns again, I'll be right back here on an after-action report, and I'll be bitching to you guys about it. All right? Sound good? Well, anyway, again, let me know what you think about this situation and what maybe caused it, and if you had similar problems before, and if you recommend any other good brands of dongles. Thanks for watching and helping out, guys. Catch the crazy and pass it on.